Climate. Delhi features a dry winter humid subtropical climate bordering a hot semi-arid climate. The warm season lasts from the 21st of March to the 15th of June with an average daily high temperature above 39 degrees Celsius. The hottest day of the year is the 22nd of May, with an average high of 40 degrees Celsius and low of 28 degrees Celsius. The cold season lasts from the 26th of November to the 9th of February with an average daily high temperature below 20 degrees Celsius. The coldest day of the year is the 4th of January, with an average low of 2 degrees Celsius and high of 14 degrees Celsius. In early March, the wind direction changes from northwesterly to southwesterly. From April to October the weather is hot. The monsoon arrives at the end of June, along with an increase in humidity. The brief, mild winter starts in late November, peaks in January and heavy fog often occurs. Temperatures in Delhi usually range from 2 to 47 degrees Celsius, with the lowest and highest temperatures ever recorded being 2.2 and 49.2 degrees Celsius, respectively. The annual mean temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. Monthly mean temperatures range from 13 to 32 degrees Celsius. The highest temperature recorded in July was 45 degrees Celsius in 1931. The average annual rainfall is approximately 886 millimeters, most of which falls during the monsoon in July and August. The average date of the advent of monsoon winds in Delhi is the 29th of June. 4:7 mh. Religion. Birla Mandir, Delhi, a Hindu temple, was inaugurated by Mahatma Gandhi in 1933. The Jama Masjid was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan between 1650 and 1656. The prayer hall of Sikh Gurudwara Sisganj Sahib in Chandni Chowk, Old Delhi, which dates to 1783. Religion in NCT of Delhi. Hinduism is Delhi's predominant religious faith, with 81.68% of Delhi's population, followed by Islam, Sikhism, Jainism, Christianity, and Buddhism. Other minority religions include Zoroastrianism, Baha'ism and Judaism. Metro. The Delhi Metro is a rapid transit system serving Delhi, Ghaziabad, Faridabad, Gagaon and Noida in the National Capital Region of India. Delhi Metro is the world's 10th largest metro system in terms of length. Delhi Metro was India's second modern public transportation system. The network consists of 10 color-coded lines serving 255 stations with a total length of 348.12 kilometers. The system has a mix of underground, at-grade, and elevated stations using both broad gauge and standard gauge. All stations have escalators, lifts, and tactile tiles to guide the visually input from station entrances to trains. There are 18 designated parking sites at metro stations to further encourage the use of the system. In March 2010, DMRC partnered with Google India to provide train schedule and route information to mobile devices with Google Maps. It has a combination of elevated, at-grade, and underground lines, and uses both broad gauge and standard gauge rolling stock. 4 types of rolling stock are used: Mitsubishi Rotem broad gauge, Bombardier Movia, Mitsubishi Rotem standard gauge, and CAF Bisane standard gauge. The Phase I of Delhi Metro was built for $2.3 billion and the Phase II was expected to cost an additional 216 billion. Phase II has a total length of 128 kilometers and was completed by 2010. Delhi Metro completed 10 years of operation on the 25th of December, 2012. It carries millions of passengers every day. Delhi Metro is being built and operated by the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation Limited, a state-owned company with equal equity participation from the Government of India and the Government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. However, the organization is under the administrative control of the Ministry of Urban Development, Government of India. Besides the construction and operation of the Delhi Metro, DMRC is also involved in the planning and implementation of metro rail, monorail, and high-speed rail projects in India and providing consultancy services to other metro projects in the country as well as abroad. The Delhi Metro project was spearheaded by Padma Vibhushan Sridharan, the managing director of DMRC and popularly known as the Metro Man of India. He famously resigned from DMRC taking moral responsibility for a metro bridge collapse, which took 5 lives. Sridharan was awarded the Legion of Honor by the French government for his contribution to Delhi Metro. Railway. Delhi is a major junction in the Indian Railway network and is the headquarters of the Northern Railway. The main railway stations are New Delhi, Old Delhi, Hazrat Nizamuddin, Anand Vihar, Delhi Sarai Rohilla and Delhi Kant. The Delhi Metro, a mass rapid transit system built and operated by Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, serves many parts of Delhi and the neighbouring cities Ghaziabad, Faridabad, Gagaon and Noida. As of December 2021, the metro consists of 10 operational lines with a total length of 348.12 kilometers and 254 stations, and several other lines are under construction. The Phase I was built at a cost of $2.3 billion and the Phase II was expected to cost an additional 216 rupees billion. Phase II has a total length of 128 kilometers and was completed by 2010. Delhi Metro completed 10 years of operation on the 25th of December, 2012. It carries millions of passengers every day. In addition to the Delhi Metro, a suburban railway, the Delhi Suburban Railway exists. Economy. Delhi is the largest commercial center in northern India. As of 2016, recent estimates of the economy of the Delhi urban area have been around $370 billion, ranking it either the most or second most productive metro area of India. The nominal GSDP of the NCT of Delhi for 2016 to 2017 was estimated at 6,224 rupees billion, 13% higher than in 2015 to 2016. As per the Economic Survey of Delhi, the tertiary sector contributes 70.95% of Delhi's gross SDP, followed by secondary and primary sectors with 25.20% and 3.5% contributions, respectively. Delhi's workforce constitutes 32.82% of the population, and increased by 52.52% between 1991 and 2001. Delhi's unemployment rate decreased from 12.57% in 1999 to 2000 to 4.63% in 2003. In December 2004, 636,000 people were registered with various employment exchange programs in Delhi. In 2001, the total workforce in national and state governments and the quasi-government sector was 620,000, and the private sector employed 219,000. Key service industries are information technology, telecommunications, hotels, banking, media and tourism. Construction, power, health and community services and real estate are also important to the city's economy. Delhi has one of India's largest and fastest growing retail industries. Manufacturing also grew considerably as consumer goods companies established manufacturing units and headquarters in the city. Delhi's large consumer market and the availability of skilled labor has also attracted foreign investment. In 2001, the manufacturing sector employed 1,440,000 workers and the city had 129,000 industrial units. History. Ancient and early medieval periods. Traditionally 7 cities have been associated with the region of Delhi. The earliest, Indraprastha, is part of a literary description in the Sanskrit epic Mahabharata which situates a city on a knoll on the banks of the river Yamuna. According to art historian Catherine B. Asher, the topographical description of the Mahabharata matches the area of Purana Killa, a 14th century CE fort of the Delhi Sultanate, but the analogy does not go much further. Whereas the Mahabharata speaks of a beautifully decorated city with surrounding fortification, the excavations have yielded uneven findings of painted grey pottery characteristic of the 11th century BCE, no signs of a built environment, much fewer fortifications, have been revealed. The earliest architectural relics date back to the Maurya period. In 1966, an inscription of the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka was discovered near Srinivaspuri. Remains of several major cities can be found in Delhi. The first of these was in the southern part of present-day Delhi. King Anangpal of the Tomara dynasty built Lal Kot and several temples in 1052 CE. Vigraharaj Chauhan conquered Lal Kot in the mid-12th century and renamed it Kila Rapithora. Late medieval period. The king Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated in 1192 by Muhammad Ghori in the Second Battle of Tarain, an invader from Afghanistan, who made a concerted effort to conquer northern India. Qutbuddin Aibak, was given the responsibility of governing the conquered territories of India until Ghori returned to his capital, Ghor. When Ghori died without an heir in 1206 CE, Qutbuddin assumed control of Ghori's Indian possessions, and laid the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate and the Mamluk dynasty. He began construction of the Qutub Minar and Khwaja al-Islam Mosque, the earliest extant mosque in India. It was his successor, Iltutmish, who consolidated the Tekkik conquest of northern India. Raja Sultan, daughter of Iltutmish, succeeded him as the Sultan of Delhi. She was the first and only woman to rule over Delhi before the British Raj. For the next 300 years, Delhi was ruled by a succession of Tekkik and an Afghan, Lodi dynasty. They built several forts and townships that are part of the 7 cities of Delhi. Delhi was a major center of Sufism during this period. The Mamluk Sultanate was overthrown in 1290 by Jalaluddin Firoz Khalji. Under the second Khalji ruler, Alauddin Khalji, the Delhi Sultanate extended its control south of the Narmada River in the Deccan. The Delhi Sultanate reached its greatest extent during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. In an attempt to bring the whole of the Deccan under control, he moved his capital to Daulatabad, Maharashtra in central India. However, by moving away from Delhi he lost control of the north and was forced to return to Delhi to restore order. The southern provinces then broke away. In the years following the reign of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, the Delhi Sultanate rapidly began to lose its hold over its northern provinces. Delhi was captured and sacked by Timur in 1398, who massacred 100,000 captive civilians. Delhi's decline continued under the Sayyid dynasty, until the Sultanate was reduced to Delhi and its hinterland. Under the Afghan Lodi dynasty, the Delhi Sultanate recovered control of Punjab and the Gangetic Plain to once again achieve domination over northern India. However, the recovery was short-lived and the Sultanate was destroyed in 1526 by Babur, founder of the Mughal dynasty. Early modern period. In 1526, Babur, a descendant of Genghis Khan and Timur, from the Fergana Valley in modern-day Uzbekistan, invaded India, defeated the last Lodi Sultan in the First Battle of Panipat and founded the Mughal Empire that ruled from Delhi and Agra. The Mughal dynasty ruled Delhi for more than 3 centuries, with a 16-year hiatus during the reigns of Sher Shah Suri and Hemu from 1540 to 1556. Shah Jahan built the 7th city of Delhi that bears his name, Shahjahanabad, which served as the capital of the Mughal Empire from 1638 and is today known as the Old City or Old Delhi. After the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, the Mughal Empire's influence declined rapidly as the Hindu Maratha Empire from Deccan Plateau rose to prominence. In 1737, Maratha forces led by Baji Rao I sacked Delhi following their victory against the Mughals in the First Battle of Delhi. In 1739, the Mughal Empire lost the huge Battle of Karnal in less than 3 hours against the numerically outnumbered but militarily superior Persian army led by Nader Shah of Persia. After his invasion, he completely sacked and looted Delhi, carrying away immense wealth including the Peacock Throne, the Darya-i-Noor, and Koh-i-Noor. The Mughals, severely further weakened, could never overcome this crushing defeat and humiliation, which also left the way open for more invaders to come, including eventually the British. Nader eventually agreed to leave the city and India after forcing the Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah I to beg him for mercy and granting him the keys of the city and the royal treasury. A treaty signed in 1752 made Marathas the protectors of the Mughal throne in Delhi. The city was sacked again in 1757 by the forces of Ahmad Shah Durrani, although it was not annexed by the Afghan Empire and being its vassal state under the Mughal emperor. Then the Marathas battled and won control of Delhi from the Mughals. By the end of the century, Delhi had also come under control of the Biratpur state and the Sikh Empire. Colonial period. In 1803, during the Second Anglo-Maratha War, the forces of British East India Company defeated the Maratha forces in the Battle of Delhi. During the Indian Rebellion of 1857, Delhi fell to the forces of East India Company after a bloody fight known as the Siege of Delhi. The city came under the direct control of the British government in 1858. It was made a district province of the Punjab. In 1911, it was announced that the capital of British-held territories in India was to be transferred from Calcutta to Delhi. The name New Delhi was given in 1927, and the new capital was inaugurated on the 13th of February, 1931. New Delhi was officially declared as the capital of the Union of India after the country gained independence on the 15th of August, 1947. It has expanded since. The small part of it that was constructed during the British period has come to be informally known as Lutyens Delhi.